50 warmed up, about to load the dump truck. My little cofferdam did break last night, so it flooded the cut that I dug out yesterday, but I'll just create another little dam right here. It's a whole lot easier not to dig underwater, and then I can run in there at the end and just knock it down. I've been leaving that edge a little deeper so I can just rake it out and blend it into that. So let's load the dump truck about 100 more times. To make another little cofferdam, or leave one, so that I could continue this cutout without having to work in water. And guy wanted a couple random hole dugs for some fishing holes, so I dug one about 4 feet deeper than the pond, but I left it right there so when I go back in here to bust that cofferdam, I know where it's at, because once you bust it and everything fills with water, it's hard to tell where the holes are, and you drive off into that, flip over or something like that, that wouldn't be too good. So I'll do one there and then one at the end of the pond dam, so I can break it, and then I can know I can go within about 20 feet of that and then go out and go around. Now that we kind of got a little better track of the yardage, I'm going to start digging it down a little bit deeper, so it'll be about 6 feet or so deep right here. And in the midst of digging those holes too. Keep loading it out and hauling it over there. So if you remember earlier last year, I built a big shooting range. It had all the dirt down the sides and the backstop. That's pretty much what we're doing with it here, just to get rid of it. But the stuff being so wet, it's going to be a little while before I can get on top of it with a dozer and grade it out. So got a fair amount of rain coming tomorrow and Friday, so we're just really trying to get all this dirt moved before it rains that much, because this would just turn into a disaster. That way we don't have to worry about the pond filling back up and hauling dirt. So that's kind of what my focus is on for today, is to get all this dug out right here, which shouldn't be a problem at all. We hauled 85 loads yesterday, and we got to haul 95 loads today to get the yardage. I know how much yardage the truck holds, so we just convert that into loads and then keep track of how many loads we haul, so I know how much dirt we've moved. So all that's left is just from where I'm at to the into that pond dam, about 15 feet from that white pipe. Still a fair amount of dirt right here though. It's a pretty wide cut, but I'll get it. I'm about halfway down on the new cut to where I've got to stop. Maybe a little bit farther. Digging a little bit deeper. Everything's going pretty good. At least I finally got out of that liquid topsoil. Like up there, you dig down about 2 feet. Well, this was yesterday, and it would just turn to pure liquid. So at least I'm back into the red clay now. Still about 2 feet of topsoil on top of it. A little easier to manage. I'm hoping what I can do is dig this down low enough and go dam up the section that busted up there, and what I can do then is break out that little dam that I built this morning and let all that go down here, because I think I'm going to have to dig some more up there to get enough yardage out to make the pond big enough. And that way I'm not digging in water, it'll all come down this way. So that's my plan. It should work, because I'm 2 feet lower than that up there. Even though that's a bigger area, it's deeper, so it should all kind of flood over. It might work, might not work. But that load is full. Coffer dam looks a little compromised right there. I'm going to dump some dirt back on it. By the old shoreline, that's still pretty sloppy wet though, just as all that moisture is soaked into the ground. So I got this section dug out all the way to the pond dam. Now I'm coming back and we need to make the pond about 15 feet bigger down this side to get the rest of the yardage out we need. So I'm going to come pretty much kind of right straight through here and curve it back around. And once I get up to there, I'm going to go in there and dam that up and then cut that water and let it come down here. That way I can dig all that out and be in the dry. So I'm going to drive down in the pond real quick and fix the area that busted last night. That way when I take out the temporary dam, I can just drain this one section. Loads, and then I'll break that little coffer dam and let all this drain down so I can cut this in. Load him and go ahead and cut that in and let the water drain down. flood the bottom there. I'm hoping it takes all the water from this side that busted in there last night and holds it down here. Regardless, it's already dropped it down about 6 inches. And I think it'll go down about that much more. That way I'm not having to dig underwater. It just helps eliminate mud. Whatever you can do to eliminate mud, it's well worth your time. Shoot, it's already gone down about 8 or 10 inches. Of course, I dug that like 3 feet lower than the water, so that's a pretty deep section right there. It held a lot of it. You can see the water ring right there. It went down about 12 inches. So you can almost see the ground there, and it's about 6 inches deep right up here. Yeah, I'm just going to dig it right down to the water level. Call it good. Maybe a little bit below it, and I can go in there and rake it out. And this is what we've all been looking forward to, the last load. This will be all the dirt I'm digging out of the pond removed, other than grading the banks out and everything, and it's just starting to rain, so that was perfect timing. Once I load this out, I'm going to go down there and knock down the little ridge that I kept when I just cut this section out, and then go down there to the dam. I think I can sneak down the shoreline and miss the hole I dug. If not, I'll go out and then come back around, or I might be able to jump over it. I'll just have to feel around and see where it is, and break all that edge down and go ahead and make the pond all even. I'll probably leave a little bit of a ridge there. That'll kind of create a nice little fish habitat. I've dug a few holes out there, and a couple holes, so I know where they are at. I've got them marked, and I'm going to knock that edge down like I said, but it'll still kind of leave a little ridge in there, and the fish are kind of like that. Plus it'll still have the existing pond as well for the depth, so it shouldn't pull it down, but probably another 6 or 8 inches, and we got about 2 inches of rain coming, so hopefully that will go ahead and get some groundwater back into the pond and fill up some. This is it. Alright, let's go see what I can get into down here. I'm going to rake this out. That'll lower this. I'm going to drive down there to the dam. That is the deepest section. And go ahead and get that raked out. And then come back up. This might actually be the deepest part now that I've cut this out. Nothing fancy, just getting the little ridge knocked down. I'll kind of leave it rough like that. Like I said, fish like a little bit of variation. I don't want a big ridge sticking up though. Especially not like that, because if we ever get a drought and the pond goes down some, that would look horrible. definitely doubled the size of this pond easily. Alright, let's see where the hole was I managed to dig. It's not right there. Please tell me it's right here. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm good on that for right now. I think I can drive around it right here. That's my plan. That's my plan, Stan. Then I got a pretty good hole dug down there in that corner, but I can reach over that, not interfere with that. I'm just going to keep the bucket right here just in case. I want to disappear. I lowered it down a couple inches. Let me just make sure again. We got ground. Alright. Good. That's the problem. You dig a hole out there, you can't tell once it's filled back up where it's at. That's why I dug it in that corner, so that ridge of dirt right there would mark it. Alright, let's go down this edge and pull the dirt over. Should flood in here pretty nicely. So now it's time to flood the new cut. I've left the berm all the way around it other than where it busted. So you can pretty much tell everything that I've dug out. And now I'm going to rake this edge down and flood the cut over. Here we go. Cut it down but so low, maybe it won't drop that so much, and it'll kind of, like I said, leave a little ridge there. The first time this pond's ever flowed backwards. By the time I get done and take the drone video, it'll be filled up enough where you can't see the little ridge. Now I gotta remember there's a hole over there. Not get too excited. Drive off into it. Well, it's about full now. I'm gonna finish raking this out all the way around. Then I'll get a video from the bank up there. About equalized now, I think. Looked like it went down about another 6 or 8 inches. Well, there it is. Pond started down there where that flag is, cut it back all the way to where he's standing. Pretty much into that white pipe is where the pond used to go, and I've dug all that out. Now we actually have a good sized pond. So should be pushing about an acre now. And it'll fill up pretty close to where that white flag is down there. I gotta, once it quits raining, come back, and I gotta pull that slope back and get it where it can be maintained a little softer like this side. Grade it all out with the dozer and clean everything up, put the overflow in, and then grade the shooting berm over there. Pretty much the muddy spot is everything I dug.